right, we're joined by George Niang, open to questions from the media. Andy Larson will start us off.
George Donovan was talking about how at times this season you were just kind of like the bench celebration guy, and then you had actually a pretty big role in this playoff series. What was that like from your point of view of going from not always knowing if you're going to play to having, that role?
It's pretty thrilling. Pretty thrilling. No, Coach, I think at the beginning of the year does a great job of really distinguishing roles between guys, whether that's individually meeting with you on a random Tuesday or him just coming and talking to you before you're shooting. And, basically what he said is, just always be ready, get in there and be able to make shots, defend your position, and help move the ball. And in my head, I was just thinking, whenever I get that opportunity, I kind of know what I have to go out there and do rather than when I'm getting thrown in there just thinking of random ways to impact the game. Instead, I know what my role is. And sometimes my role was to be an energy guy on the bench and instill energy in the guys that were playing and confidence in them. And other times it was for me to get in there and make things happen. I'm super happy with the opportunities I was given, and I felt like I was able to take advantage of those. But like I've said before in previous interviews, this organization does a great job of grooming their players to be prepared for moments like this in the playoffs or the regular season when guys go down, to be thrown in, whether it's mentally, telling you what you need to work on and being focused on this, or obviously your basketball skill and what you need to look for when you're out there.
Do you feel like the way that the season ended maybe can be used as like a springboard during what you do in the summer and moving forward to get better and so forth?
Yeah, I definitely don't want the highlight of my career to just be in the first round of a playoff series. I'm obviously motivated. This gives me extra motivation. There's even more reason for me to continue to work hard and to continue to prove to people that, I can play and I belong. And I think winning is the biggest thing that motivates me. Is we won, one game in this series, and obviously we felt game 3 kind of slipped away from us, but we want to go further. We want to be the best that we can be, and obviously a championship is that, and you're not going to stop until you get that. So I think there's a ton of motivation in this room or in this locker room, and especially I feel like it's really motivated me to go into this summer and really be the best I can be for next season.
How comfortable were you able to get as the year went on, knowing that there were going to be times where you got playing time, where you got into the rotation? How surprised are you that, given what you were probably told when you signed, which is you're going to be the 15th guy, that you played so much this year?
I wouldn't say surprised. That maybe, I guess that wouldn't be the word I would use, but I think the biggest thing for me was just to focus on the task at hand. I think the coolest thing is that I was given an opportunity here, and you never know with injuries and everything that was going to happen. For me to come in and say at the beginning of the year that I was going to be playing on a playoff series or that I'd play in X amount of games in the year, I just don't think that'd be realistic. But I think for myself, I had expectations that if I got the opportunity, I was going to seize it. I've worked at this. These guys have instilled confidence in me. When you have a locker room like the locker room that we have, where there's no, as we would say, the young kids would say, shade being thrown. There's no real guys hating. Everybody just is genuinely happy for one another. So I think when you have guys in the locker room that genuinely instill confidence in you, coaches that instill confidence in you, the sky is the limit. There's a ton of great players in this league, and I think the one thing that puts guys over the top is how confident they are in what they do.
George, just to follow up on that, a lot of the guys who've come through have talked about like the closeness of this group, how they genuinely like each other. A lot of them have also talked about how difficult the year was with all the injuries, the constant shifting roles. How difficult was it to kind of balance those two things? How difficult was it to kind of keep that closeness going when everything was kind of shifting throughout the year?
Yeah, obviously injuries are a part of the game, and you hate to see it, especially with certain guys, because you see how hard they work on a day in, day out basis. and maybe that the injuries had resulted in games being lost or different things happening. But I think the one thing that stayed constant was the genuine love, passion that we have for one another, and the common goal of winning. I think one of the biggest things that stuck out to me was, I forget, we had a bunch of guys out. Maybe it was like 5 guys out, and it was the Laker game at home, and we kind of rallied and won that with, the bench guys that hadn't been playing, me, Epe, Grayson, and I think we rattled off. Maybe it was like 4 or 5 in a row, and I think coming back into the locker room and seeing how happy the injured guys were for the guys that hadn't played and were getting opportunities, I think it just showed that everybody is willing to put their own goals away for the one common goal of the team, and that's to win. And you don't find that every day in professional sports. So I would say, to answer your question, it was tough with the injuries, but I think like I said, the common goal that we had of winning was trumped everything, and the love and passion that we share upon each other could never be broken.
George, now in today's generation, it's so much emphasis placed on athleticism and so many things in it.
Really? Must miss that, man.
So your success in the league, man, what do you think it showed for young basketball players? I mean, you're one of the guys that's still fundamental. Might not be the most athletic, the most quick, but the other aspects of the game. What do you think your success shows for young basketball players?
Yeah, I mean, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. I think the biggest thing for me is I come in every day, and I think the biggest thing is knowing who you are. I know who I am, and I know what I can bring to the table, and I'm confident in that. I'm confident in myself, but I think for the young kids, this just goes to show you don't need to jump the highest. You don't need to run the fastest. You know what I mean? Your brain is the most powerful tool in your whole body. So if you can continue to enhance that and really just find yourself and figure out who you are and what you do good, I feel like some guys get lost in the sauce of trying to be something that they're not. And I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. I'm not going to tell you guys that because you're right about that. But I think I hope it gives a lot of motivation. That's part of the reason why I'm motivated to wake up and show kids that can look up to me or feel like they see themselves in me and know that they can get out there and they can achieve their dreams, because anything is possible. If you want something bad enough, you'll achieve it. And I hope they can look up to me and see that and actually believe it.
George, what are you doing this summer, this off season, both from a basketball point of view and I guess not as well?
From a basketball standpoint, obviously I want to continue to work on my body and become the Greek god that I know I can be. No, I'm kidding. No, I just continue to work on my body, become stronger, faster. I think the biggest thing that I realized this season is that the first real season of me being on an NBA roster for 82 games, you kind of realize the grind of the travel, the pregame workout, then the getting in the game, and I definitely want to go into the off season and prepare my body for a whole 82 games and a playoff run. So I think it's really going to take a lot of work, and I'm ready and I'm excited for that. And on the court, obviously, I just want to continue to enhance my basketball skill, dribbling, shooting, maybe doing some defensive slides if you could come down and I could guard you one-on-one. That'd be great. Yeah, so just working on my all over game and just being able to be able to play multiple positions will be key for me this summer. And off the court, I think I'm just gonna relax, man. You can find me up in Park City at the St. Regis, looking over at the mountains. That's where I'll be.
Can you talk a little about the charity golf tournament that you have going on in Iowa this summer, and just kind of that organization that the tournament's going to be helping out? And
Yeah. So I run a charity golf outing every year. This year, proceeds are going to be going to a foundation that deals with kids who are adopted. The biggest thing for me is our youth. I want everybody to feel that they have the same opportunity in life that I've been given in my life. And, some people have been dealt, bad hands with everything that's happened in their life. So I want to be able to be that spark that can give them something to be proud about and something to push them forward to be involved in their life. The golf outing is July 29th in Ames, Iowa. If any of you guys want to come, we can see what your Tiger Woods looks like. But yeah, no, for me, it's super important. It's a time that I get to relax, kick back, and have a good time while doing it for a good cause. Back in a town that gave me so much in Ames, Iowa, which is where Iowa State is, and I look forward to it every year because it's just so much fun getting back to see familiar faces and doing it for a good cause. Like I said, I can't speak enough about that, and my passion is dealing with the youth and their development. So I'm super excited about it. If you could write more about it and put it out there, that'd be great. I'll talk to you after. Thank you, George. Yeah, all right. You guys take it easy. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.